All right, our next guest is a lawyer, Mobolaji Oriola, a business lawyer, savvy lawyer, and an investor humanitarian. I think we have humanitarians on the show. A member of the Nigerian Bar Association, Institute of Chartered Arbitrators, and alumnus of Harvard Business School Business Strategy. Of course, worked in different aspects across board. You know, lawyers, they always try to do everything.
This is everything. No, they don't do everything.
No, what I mean, they do everything. Like, they work across board and stuff. I can't begin to go into this.
It's a lot. There's a lot of accolades, you know. You've had a lot of clients and, you know.
Welcome to the show. Good to have you on board. Yeah, it's been a while we had a lawyer on the show.
Yeah, it's been a while.
A long while, yeah. So our conversation really is around the Nigerian entertainment structure and how there's a need for legislature, because we're just really interested in how she can patent her name. But let's talk about from a lawyer perspective, the legal structure part of the entertainment industry.
Okay, let me give you a typical example of how things work. So two guys, my friends, they're artists. They're in the studio, they're just vibing, having fun. There's a producer in the studio, and then they just drop something. You know, they're happy, and then a song is being created. And after the song is being created, and then they put the song up, you know, the distribution companies push it out there, they publish it and things like that. The song now blows, you know, and then the song's not generating income. Then there's not an issue. Who owns the song? Who should get what in the song? And things like that. So if you ask most entertainment lawyers, the major problem we have is that we are being called after the work has been done, not before the work has been done. So ideally it should be, we want to go into the studio, we want to do X, Y, Z, and then there should be a contract between all parties saying this is how things should be structured. So that when we produce it, when we release the song, when it's gone out there, you get this, so in terms of royalty points, publishing rights and things like that. So that's the major problem that we have. Then secondly is when you are a young hustling artist and then you want to blow, you want to make it, and then someone says, you know what, I would sponsor you, come and sign the contract, and the contract is very tight. It says, so I stand away your life, you know, because you are in a hurry to blow, and because you finally found someone who can help you, you just sign away everything. Then 2 years, so the contract can say, you're signed to me for 5 years, and even the right to your name, I own it. And then 2 years down the line, you've not finally made it. But you realize that for every 100 million you make, you only get maybe 5 million. 95 million goes to whoever it is that has brought you in. So these are I'm sure, I don't want to give examples, I'm sure you know these are issues that happen, you know, a lot. There's a very popular artist also to whom, at the point when he became very mainstream, someone else went to go and trademark his name. You know, and so they had, in fact, there's someone whose social media handle he had to bite because someone had already registered it. Even the website's name, www.whateverit.com, someone had gone to register it. So these are the issues that we're experiencing in the
I think that, I feel like a lot of them are not well informed about these things. And, you know, like you said, things happen just
on the spot.
On the spot. So you can never really plan these things.
But can I say something?
Yeah.
Everyone must have a lawyer as a friend or on a retainer.
So even me said, we need lawyers.
Yes, you must have a lawyer. So let me explain to you why. As I said, as a friend or retainer, if you can afford a retainer, then have a friend as a lawyer. So that at every point in time, so I have people who call me at 1 a.m. and say, lawyer, please, sorry for waking you up, but what do you think about X, Y, Z? And I give them legal advice right on the spot. And because of that, they can take it forward. So always have a lawyer around you. Even if you're in the studio and about to vibe, there's now Zoom and things like that. I can join
when
you.
When you're about to vibe, you're high or something.
So let me say something. By the time you realize that you've dropped one song, it has blown, there's issues. The next time you're vibing, your head will be correct to call a lawyer for you.
It's true though, it's true. So how do we now check and balance these things? I mean, a lot of artists, they don't have money, like you said, and some of them are not like graduates. Some of them don't have
friends.
Have the
exposure. They just
as
say,
lawyers.
One blow. They don't understand.
You get, so how do we make them know? How do we spread the word out there?
So firstly, I would like to recognize someone called Godwin Tom. He has this music business academy that he's doing, where he trains people and things like that. I think we need more of that. So whether you've gone to school or not, whether you are properly educated or not, you must know certain things. You must know your rights and things like that. And then a lot of law firms, especially ours also, too, we write our publications, you know, guiding people on certain things that you must just know. So you cannot make it big without being informed. Knowledge is power. You know, lack of knowledge is not an excuse. You must be knowledgeable. So by the time you realize you're about to take something serious, you must go and learn about it. Okay, now I want to be an artist, and I think it's what I want to focus on big time. It's like me being a lawyer, I'm not going to law school. It's like someone being an accountant, and after finishing the 4-year course, doesn't go for ICANN or ACCA. You know, you must now say, okay, I want to take it seriously. There are certain things I must go and acquire or learn.
What of patenting? I don't know. I know there are a lot of creatives. How does that work? Because a lot of people have issues with their patenting.
Yeah, they're different.
In the
patenting, copyrights.
And they later have to go to court to dispute in terms of like maybe actors, films, things like that. You generally entertainment scene.
So in Nigeria, we have Nigerian Trademark and Patent Registry, you know, that, and we also have the Patenting Act that regulates things like that. So when you want to copyright, when you want to register your trademark or your patent, there's a registry that you go to, and then you file, and then there's a process, yes. But then you can go there and file and everything. What usually happens is you can register something in a particular category, some registers in another category, and then there are now issues. So that's sometimes that's what happens. Or I just didn't register my trademark, but I've just been using it before you. Then you now realize I'm making money. You can register it quickly before me. Okay. So that's an issue. Who owns it? Is this the person who registered it first, or the person who has been using it first? I know once you upload your song, it's already copyrighted automatically like that. So, but these are the issues that usually happen. You know, that usually take people to court in Nigeria. But I'm also not an advocate of going to courts. Whenever I have issues like this, sit down with a team of people and settle out of courts, so we can resolve things. And so that there's cheaper, more effective, and also reduces enmity.
So you said have friends as lawyers, but not every lawyer is an entertainment lawyer.
Yes. So there are two things. As a lawyer, that's why we call ourselves learned. Every lawyer has an idea of almost everything. So if you're talking about oil and gas, I can talk about. If you're talking about entertainment, if you're talking about fintech, there's nothing you can talk to me about that I don't have at least an idea of. That's the first thing. So even if your friend is not an entertainment lawyer, there is no way you have an issue and your friend cannot advise to an extent. Where you need an entertainment lawyer is for certain nitty-gritties. For example, maybe Sony is signing somebody, there's a contract and things like that. But just simple things like split sheets, contracts, simple contracts, every lawyer can do that for you.
So yeah, I know. Yeah, what's the? I know you want to wrap up, but what's the whole idea behind the trademarking names and hashtags and all of the, even if it's not making money, a lot of people are just you know, what's the idea behind that?
It is protecting intellectual property. So I have created something and I want to ensure that it is protected. No one can exploit it. No one can use it without my permission. Whether or not I'm making money from it, because I have created it, I want to protect it. I want to ensure, no, because the truth is you never can see what someone can use to make money. So you might think, you might not even have the business idea to create income from a particular creative work. Someone else can just pick it up and exploit it. I'm sure you've seen this Ghana Must Go kind of bags that they now make, that big brands are now making. You know, you can see how African culture has been exploited, you know, something that we just do randomly and things like that. But if you have these things protected, no one can just come and just exploit your creative work. So that's why it's very important that we do these things.
Because it's a long conversation, what are the tips that every creative should know in terms of protecting themselves? What are the tips from you as they should know?
Okay, so firstly is
every creative.
Every
influencer.
Okay, firstly is for every meeting you go for, ensure there are minutes of meetings. So that it is documented that everybody said X, Y, and Z, number one. Number two is that for every business transaction, ensure there is a contract that is being signed by both parties. Everything is clear, number two. Then number three is, as much as possible, when you see something I don't understand, consult a lawyer. Ask them for their advice on something. Those are the three things I think is very important for all creatives.
Influencers, because everybody is either influencer, actor, and everybody's catching.
I'll give an example of influencer. Sometimes an influencer can. There's an issue now with songs, like when you create like a skit and use a song. But there are now issues around that. For influencers,
Are you serious?
So that you are using the copyright of. So, if, for example, maybe I use a song to do a skit. I'm supposed to, you know. So these are issues.
I think people are not taking advantage of that thing and just being extra greedy, to be honest, because. They don't put your song out there.
Down to house agreement, down to land.
So that means we can't even upload video or music on our Instagram without someone telling me, oh, it's been copyrighted.
All right, but
we'll go and create our mix in the studio.
But thank you so much for really giving us insight into how it works and what we should do to protect ourselves. Not just in the entertainment space, but
in general.
If you have a house, if you're a landlord, everything you need to do because land issues are another major, big issue,
major
honestly.
issue.
But let's take the word of the day. It says life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Yeah, that's based on the conversations we'll be having and being a humanitarian. Martin Luther King Jr. says that life's most persistent and urgent question, what are you doing for others? So it's important to, what do you think of this word, quote of the day?
What are you doing for others?
What are you doing for others?
For me as a person,
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sure my bio is not being a humanitarian, so I have an NGO that helps kids go to school and pay for their education. That's why I'm helping.
So as you keep doing things for others now, sorry, this is my question to the public. What are the others doing for you?
Us.
Because it's just like what are the others doing for you. Sometimes it's not about collecting. Yeah. Sometimes it's not. Some things you give, you don't get back, but you get back in a different way. That's what's
see, the only one I understand that different way is from God. I'm talking about human being. I'm doing for you.
Naturally,
we'll see you guys.
But I mean, guys, this is where we wrap up the show. We've had an amazing time.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing that wealth of knowledge with us. We would obviously get our lawyer friends and all the things we need to do. We'll see you guys tomorrow for an amazing show. Hope you had a great time. Have a lovely day.